Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Box Face Movies. Gio here with Keith Barnes, and we have another trailer reaction for you. 10 years
Yes.
ago, Michael Bay's Pain and Gain released in theaters, starring Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Mackie, Dwayne Johnson, Tony Shalhoub,
Yes.
and Ed Harris. This is a movie that was based on a real life event in the mid '90s. The Sun Gym Gang pretty much kidnapped a rich person and did extortion and murder and torture and all that
Tortured.
kind of stuff. Yeah, and they ended up getting caught. Just really a bunch of idiots, honestly.
Yes.
Just yeah. I
Yes.
mean, all what do you call that? All bronze, no brain.
You're right.
Just yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But during this time, Michael Bay was like, I mean, we were begging him to stop making Transformers
Yeah.
movies,
Yes.
and Dwayne Johnson, he was on the rise,
Yeah.
like Fast Five,
Hmm.
GI Joe Retaliation, but Pain and Gain. Like I remember when this trailer showed in theaters, and
Yeah.
he came on screen, people would cheer because it's like it's The Rock, and
Yeah.
this is before he got too big headed, and what he
Yeah.
is today is, you know, a successful businessman, but his star might be less shining than 10 years ago for sure. Pain and Gain
Yeah.
and Dwayne Johnson and Michael Bay and all that. What do you remember?
Here's the thing. So we were kind of discussing beforehand. I definitely saw this. I didn't see it in theater. I saw this at home. Uh, it's bizarre. I don't have any memory. I have vague memories. I know I watched it, but as I was mentioning, I think I was starting school at the time. So I don't know. I just wasn't as focused on this movie, probably because it was Michael Bay, and I would have just probably had it on in the background, not really watching it. Um,
Right.
because this was what was the Transformers movie before this was probably I'm guessing the third one,
Age of Extinction, I think. The fourth one.
maybe either the third or fourth
So
one. It's one of those. Um,
let me see. 2013. Nope, this was just before Age of Extinction. So Darker
okay,
Moon.
Dark of the
Darker
Moon.
the Moon was
Okay,
2011.
Dark of the Moon. Okay,
Which
it's not
that one
as
wasn't
bad.
bad. That
Yeah,
was
it's
better
just
than Revenge of the Fallen.
it's just too long. But well,
Yeah.
and then by Age of Extinction, I was like, I'm done with this guy. So and he made
Yeah.
two more Transformers movies, but but I mean, he did this. He did the Transformers movie. He did the 13 Hours. What that was maybe 2015.
The Secret
maybe?
Soldier to Benghazi. Yeah, that was
Yeah, 16.
2016. Yeah,
Okay,
2016
16.
January.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, he was busy, and those two movies. I mean, that's the best of Michael Bay, right?
Yeah, you could tell he was
Actually
just
putting in
doing
some effort.
Transformers. And he was just doing Transformers for the paycheck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I
You can
mean,
tell,
like,
even though people complain, maybe we'll talk about it after the trailer, but about the way he approached this story. Um, I would say he probably took it more seriously than he did Transformers, but at the same time, not quite as serious as, of course, a story like 13 Hours.
yeah.
But, yeah, we'll talk about it. But it's a good.
And
As far as he goes, I mean, for Michael Bay, this is a pretty good movie.
by Michael Bay standards, this is like A tier. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
S tier, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I put it in A tier. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson on the rise, coming off of franchises that received a boost, and he took it and just franchise Viagra. Dwayne Johnson, I am here.
Which
And
I'm sorry, well, you mentioned him real quick. Which you said Fast Five, was that the only one he had done by this point? Because I don't remember when.
yeah, because
Was that around this
Furious
time?
6 was I think later on this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yep. Okay. Probably like
Yeah,
November or something.
right.
Yeah, I think.
And
Okay.
I also forgot to mention screenplay by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely,
I read
the
that.
writers of Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame.
Yeah. And maybe are they doing Iron? I mean, Armor Wars. Excuse me. I thought I read that. Writing that.
I don't believe so. Let me see
Okay.
here.
I thought there's something else that they're doing. Maybe not.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
they're not.
Oh, I wish they were, but okay.
Yeah, I think we'll see them again in the MCU.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Oh,
Okay.
well, we won't see them, but you know,
Yeah, sure.
they'll
We'll
be
hear
back.
them. Yeah.
They'll be back. Yeah. All right, so let's get into the trailer for Pain and Gain, released 10 years ago, directed by Michael Bay. Here it is.
I'm hot.
He got so jacked for this.
He really did.
No. No.
That low angle.
My name is Daniel Lugo, and I believe in fitness. All this began because it was time to push myself harder.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Otherwise, I was looking at another 40 years of wearing sweatpants to work.
Mr. Doble, are you currently using steroids?
I think they messed me
Rebel
up.
Wilson.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Wilson.
That's what we
Yeah.
specialize in
Yeah.
here. Penis magic.
I'm a self-made man. I made a lot of money.
Maybe yourself ought to spend some of it on a salad.
You know who invented salad? Poor people. What's going on, Dio?
You ever just get tired
Anthony
of being
Mackie
where you
got
are,
ripped
Adrian?
too.
I kind of like it here. I mean, the weight's a noodle. I mean, in life, man. When's the last time you paid your rent when it was due?
I got a plan to change that.
Oh, there he is.
Where'd you do your time, pal?
Up north.
How you fixed for a job now?
You just can't kidnap a guy and take his things. That's so illegal.
Sure we can.
Victor Kershaw is a criminal prick who deserves bad stuff to happen to him.
We go through with this. Nobody gets hurt, right?
Oh, man. We snatch him.
There he is!
We grab him. He signs a few signatures. We give him a protein shake. He doesn't even know what happened. I watched a lot of movies, Paul. I know what I'm doing.
The Sun Jim gang has successfully acquired every asset you had.
What happens now?
Now I go to work.
I gotta get a pump.
That's it. It's good. It hurts. I know it does. That's it. Get it. You said no violence.
And I meant it when I said it, I swear to God.
I cannot kill.
Duly noted. Look, when this is over, we'll all go camping. All right?
Okay.
Is this the last role where Dwayne Johnson actually tries? Like he's not playing Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Let me
Where
look.
he's
You know what I
showing a little bit
mean? Where he's just like, you know, he's actually trying in this role.
Right. Showing.
Let me look.
Showing a
let
little
me
more
look here.
vulnerability than.
Right.
Because
Let me
now
see
it's all.
here.
You read about it now. They got that thing in all the Fast and Furious movies where they can't lose a fight. They got to have an even number of punches and all that other nonsense.
Yeah, because the same year Dwayne Johnson did Snitch, which underrated drama. Oh, let me move the Jake's probably like, come on, girl.
That might,
Yeah.
that might
But,
be his best. That might be his best movie.
Movie, yes, but performance, I give it to Faster. Small movie he did.
Oh, I've
with,
never seen that. Okay, yeah, I've heard. Yeah,
Movie
I-
watching challenge
I-
alert.
I,
right here.
I'm in. Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah,
Wow, but
that's that's a good question. Because he's
I
such a
felt-
big star, and none of his from the point of this, let's say Fast, I don't know, 6 or 7. I don't know if those count, but his movies aren't
Fast 6, he was still Hobbs.
right.
Even Furious 7, I'll say he's still Hobbs,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
he's in a hospital bed. But that fight he has with Jason Statham in the beginning, but then from Fate of the Furious, where you know he's Superman strength and Hobbs and Shaw, and then you know just the Jungle movies and all that, and just like
The Jungle Cruise I actually didn't mind. That's actually I think it's
I was thinking of Jumanji. Like Jumanji.
Oh, you don't
fun movie.
Okay, you know what?
Fun movie, but I mean, Dwayne Johnson is still just
he's doing he's doing his yeah. I know what you mean.
Actually, there's a meme on the internet where like it shows all Dwayne Johnson's characters and they're all like wearing the same thing and bald head and yeah. But like in this movie, like he puts forth the effort. He's playing a character.
He's showing exactly. That's a good point.
His character is all about he doesn't want to do violence. He's trying to turn a new page in his life. He gets religious and he ends up being the one of the three that doesn't get a death sentence, that gets a softer sentencing because he admitted everything, he ratted them out.
Yeah.
Man,
this,
dude,
the story, again, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that, the story I was just reading is apparently based on an article, which I didn't know. Or a series of articles, I guess. But yeah, I vaguely remember, I think maybe I saw a thing about this on Real Sports on HBO. And yeah, this was a pretty heavy story. And this is one of those things where you pull off a heist or whatever, you do this thing. I mean, lay low, man. Like like you said, they're complete idiots who just, I mean, everything that happened to them, they definitely earned it, because if they had just been a little bit more smarter, they probably would have gotten away. They might have gotten away with it. That's what I'm saying.
They might have gotten away with it. Not that I wanted them to get away with it, because by the end of the movie, I'm laughing. I feel no sadness. I mean, I feel a little bit of sympathy for Dwayne Johnson's character. That's how good he is in this movie. And there's a funny scene, and if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. And Keith, you probably remember this, where they had this whole presentation about Neighborhood Watch, and all the neighbors are there, and there is a character who is an illegal immigrant and a former beauty queen, ends up marrying Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Then the whole presentation's about we have to watch our neighborhood and protect crime. Yeah. And then it gets into the rape and it's like, okay, we're going to demonstrate. And then all the guys in the neighborhood raise their hands. It's a funny,
it's funny, but it's
a funny scene, but still it's just like, it's just, but you know what? Like that's what the story is, Like we're not trying to make light of these type of crimes or anything, but in the context of the story, it's hilarious. It's stupid. It's just these guys are idiots. And I would argue that Michael Bay is actually the right guy to direct this type of movie. I wonder if the writers actually wrote it with him in mind. They're like, okay, we need Michael Bay from Bad Boys, Michael Bay from, like Armageddon and The Rock. We need that Michael Bay. Not Michael Bay from, Transformers and The Island, The Island. That's not good. He's not funny. Not Pearl Harbor Michael Bay. Who?
That's the Pearl Harbor. Well, that you talk about a movie that just drags. That's a full on. That's just him. It's kind of a self-congratulatory. Look at me.
The third act is what makes it watchable for me. Like once the attack happens, that's what I dislike.
The actual Pearl Harbor attack is good.
But
it's all. But that's the thing. The visuals, and this movie has all the typical Michael Bay.
The Miami shot,
the low angle,
girls,
the slow motion, of course. I mean, there's a lot of people do slow motion, but I make this comparison. It sounds negative, but it's not. But because I'm with you on Zack Snyder, because I think he's great. He's like a better version of Michael Bay, a way better version. Of Michael Bay. Because Zack Snyder does a lot of stuff he does, but just way better, and he tells better stories. In my opinion.
They're very much Michael Bay and Zack Snyder. They're probably like, oh great, here we go, Zack Snyder. But they are very much auteur filmmakers in the sense that they are unapologetic in their styles.
Yeah,
they stick to it no matter how much criticism they get. And when you're watching a Michael Bay movie or a Zack Snyder movie,
very stylized. But I think Snyder's better, way better.
This movie is
better to work with, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. As a Michael Bay movie, this is a little bit more balanced in regards to style and substance
Yeah,
compared to the later Transformers movies. Compared to Underground 6, which I
I
could
never
not
saw
watch
that.
after 10
Yeah,
minutes.
I did the
I
same
turned
thing.
it
I
off
couldn't.
after 10
Yeah,
minutes. And Ambulance. I don't know if you saw Ambulance.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking here at the cast list. I didn't realize. Okay, so Rob Corddry is
Same.
also in the movie.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
I
Ken
don't-
Jeong
Right. Yeah.
and Kurt Angle. How about that?
I was wondering, he had to be somebody in the gym, like some kind of gym head. Kurt Angle, right? Like he's,
Yeah.
yeah. I like I said, it's one of those movies I was in and out of, kind of watching.
I kind of want to rewatch it. I just
same, right?
Just to kind of
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, dude.
So,
I wonder if we'll man.
I wonder where would you? Well, I was gonna say, I mean, among look, Armageddon, like people probably love that the most. Probably, I would imagine. This movie,
that was a phenomenon in its own right.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Packed theater when I saw that. I mean, packed.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. Well, The Rock. That'd probably be the one I would pick. Would be The Rock. This movie looks.
As
I remember,
his best. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I have Bad Boys, the original. This movie reminded me of Bad Boys. It looked like, besides the obvious, the Miami setting, but it seems like he shot it very much the same as Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. I mean, they look very similar.
Yeah.
But I wonder where'd you put this? Where'd you put this one?
As far as Michael Bay movies?
Yeah.
I think it's in the A tier. I think it's in the back of the A tier. I think, again, and I'm comparing it to other Michael Bay movies.
Right.
Like, I would say this is A tier. S tier, I would put The Rock in the first Bad Boys. I'd put Bad Boys 2 in the B tier. I'd actually put the first Transformers in A tier. Again,
I would too.
Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
And then the third Transformers I'd put in B tier. And then C tier and D tier, you can get into like The Island, the later Transformers movies. Yeah. Pearl Harbor belongs in the F tier. I don't know if there is an F tier.
F tier. Yeah. Pearl Harbor and the last Transformers. The
last two Transformers.
Night whatever, something.
The Last Night. Yeah.
The Last Night? Okay, yeah. That was
but I'd put this at the back end of A tier for myself. Yeah. What about you?
I agree. Everything you just said. I think I agree. I would drop Bad Boys 2.
No, I put Bad Boys 2 in the B tier. Like somewhere in the
middle
of
C.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I think the action is what makes it. It's very much the Matrix Reloaded of Bad Boys. It's like whether it's the freeway with the chase or the shootout with the Haitians. You remember where the camera goes around and around?
Yeah.
Like there's some brilliance in that movie.
There is.
Yeah.
So see, that's my thing with Michael Bay, and the thing to bring back to this movie and with that one. And I know it's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, so you kind of let them do their thing, but Michael Bay's he's not funny. His humor, and I don't think there's very little humor in his movies that works for me.
It's very much the actors improvising and working off each other, whether it's Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, or Mark Wahlberg, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, Nick Cage even doing kind of his thing.
Nick Cage and Sean Connery, or I mean,
his humor's dumb.
He's more of like just action. His movies are at its best for the most part. His movies are at its best when it's action. When there's too much, when he's given like $100 million of the budget just for visual effects and CGI, that's when it gets overboard. But if you take it down to $50 million, I'd actually prefer that. Like if I were a producer or a studio, I would cap Michael Bay's production budgets and be like, I need you to get back to Michael Bay when he wasn't, so ego.
You got to be ready to fight him on that because he's got one of those big personalities.
Yeah,
from what I understand, not great to work with all the time. What we forgot? We forgot 13 Hours. I don't know. That'd probably be A tier.
Oh, right? 13 Hours. I would put in the A tier. I'd put above. I put above Pain and Gain.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Same. That movie's incredible.
It's very, very good. A little bit too long. So many of his movies are just a little too long.
Sure.
I wonder who. I know the directors and editors kind of butt heads all the time. He's got to be in the editing process, just no, keep that. His editor's got to be like, no, like we need to cut. It's kind of a Tarantino thing. Like Tarantino kind of, once he lost his editor, Sally Minky, like he just had that ego kind of takes over.
Well, yeah, you need a Sally Mankey to put up with to stand up to Michael Bay,
Right.
you know, and that's probably with Tarantino. I mean, we've talked about that. Like once his editor tragically passed, Sally, it's just
movies kind of got away from him, in my opinion.
Yeah. So wow, that was a lengthy discussion, but a fun
it was.
One, man. Michael Bay? You could have a discussion with him. You could go on and on and on.
Whole show, yeah.
Yeah, but that's going to do it, guys. That's our anniversary trailer reaction for Pain and Gain, released 10 years ago in theaters. Let us know your thoughts. I know you got some opinions about Michael Bay, about Dwayne Johnson, about the Sun Jim Gang. Did you know Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely were the writers of this, the same writers who did Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame? Yeah. Wow. So that's going to do it. Thank you so much, Keith. This was fun.
Yes,
and
sir.
Those of you watching, thank you so much for supporting us. Hit that thumbs up. We appreciate you guys so much. Until the next anniversary trailer reaction, you guys take care.